evening, everybody. Happy Friday. My name is Lucy. If you haven't practiced with me before, I always have the 7 p.m. slot Friday evening, which is such a lovely way to end off your week and get you kind of prepared and ready to move into a slightly more chilled weekend. We have a half an hour worth of power flow coming up. Make sure that you've got 2 blocks to hand. If you don't have blocks at home, 2 big chunky books will do just as good of a job. And we will need a strap tonight, so just be mindful if you don't have a strap at home. A dressing gown tie will also do a perfectly good job. Make sure you have one of those to hand. Nice to see you all. Come on in. And then we're going to start actually all the way down into our tabletop, guys. So come on down when you're ready. We're going to kick straight off in a tabletop position. And just make sure that the hips are stacking directly above the knees and that your shoulders are stacking directly above the wrists. Now tuck your chin very slightly toward your chest so you can find this elevation through the back of the neck. And we're just going to hold here and start to create some deep swirling breaths right down to the pits of the belly. Let's inhale together. 1. Open the mouth and let the breath go. Inhale 2 as you press the ground away. Open the mouth and let it go. 3rd full breath, even firmer, rooting through those fingers. We inhale 3 and exhale. Now seal the lips. As you next breathe in, we sweep the right arm all the way up to the sky. On the exhale, we're threading the needle. The right arm is threading all the way under the left. Come to rest right the way down onto your right temple, right shoulder. Option 1 is for you to stay exactly where we are. Option 2 is to take the left hand, bind it behind your back and reach toward your right thigh with your fingertips. You can stay here, rolling that left shoulder back as you twist open, heart to the sky. Or option 3, if you want to take a little further tonight, left foot is going to step to the back of your mat. Once you're here, you have the option of maybe floating that left foot all the way up to the sky. Now we are breathing full down into the pit of your belly, expanding the chest all the way open, all the way over that left shoulder. Let's find a full breath in where you are, maybe rising left foot a little higher. And use your exhale to release you the same way that you arrived. So no rushing out of that twist. We replace the left hand and use the inhale to sweep right arm all the way back to the sky. Use your next exhale to center you in the middle. Just see if you can observe any differences between the 2 sides. And then when you're ready, we take the left side. So inhaling left hand to the sky, peeling open left body. Exhale, finding that twist. We come down to the left temple, left shoulder. Option 1 is to stay. Option 2, you find your bind. Option 3, right foot finds the back of your mat. Or option 4, you come all the way to fly. Inhaling deep. Finding that lowest abdominal engagement to support and stabilize. Final breath. Use your exhale to slowly bring you back to where you started. Using that inhale to sweep left hand sky high. And then we arrive back. Neutral spine, tabletop. Tuck the toes, guys. Let's find a full breath into the nose. Exhale, we press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. If you're like me, and you've been doing a heck of a lot of sitting over the last week, less active than perhaps we would normally be outside, I want you to encourage a sense of awakening through your body by whatever means you feel you need to tonight. So maybe some twists through the legs as you open side body. Maybe if you have slight challenges in the hip flexors, you send a leg to the sky, bend the knee, roll the hip. And just take your time to arrive, whatever it is that you need. And then find that stillness in downward dog. Seal the lips, guys. and start to find your Ujjayi breath practice. We breathe in for 1, pressing the ground away from you as you exhale, keeping that breath in the nose. Inhaling 2, releasing shoulders back as you exhale. Full breath 3, spinning inner thighs to the back of the room as you exhale. Bending the knees, look forward now, no craning of the neck. Step your feet to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Use your inhale to find a halfway lift. Really draw those shoulders back, chest has space to move forwards. Exhale, bend the legs and soften the belly deeply onto those thighs. Take a moment to allow a sense of release in the neck. In the shoulders as you maybe take ragdoll. And then in your own time, releasing any binds and starting to unroll. Take your time as every one of your vertebrae has the chance to stack. Roll those shoulders back and down when you get here. And then using the inhale, sweep the hands high overhead, maybe taking a soft back bend if that serves you tonight. And then using the exhale to center at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Close your eyes. Notice the breath. What is it doing? And then you can choose whether you'd like to set any kind of intention for your practice ahead. If you're working with intention tonight, let's seal those intentions together. Gentle softening of your gaze down toward the fingers. We inhale into the nose. Gentle sigh out of the mouth. Release the hands by the sides. And as you next breathe in, we dip and sweep nice and low. Utkatasana, chair pose. Notice here how naturally the lower back body wants to kind of stick out. You want to stick the bum out. I want you to really resist that and tuck your tailbone so you can find length in your lower spine. The hands are reaching high for the sky, but your shoulders are sliding down your back as you make room for your chest to grow higher. Now, as you sink your seat lower, start to trip all of your weight into the left foot and hover your right foot about an inch from your mat. So stabilize through the left ankle, the left knee. Drawing that right knee a little higher, we extend Virabhadrasana 3 as you send that right leg long and back behind you. Noticing that the right ankle remains flexed. I want you to really feel like you're pressing that heel to a flat wall behind your back body. Strong in your spine and a very slight up-dogging of your heart. How does it feel to be here in this balance? Full breath in, long breath out, and then together we draw the right knee all the way up into the chest. The left hand is going to find the outer edge of the right knee. The right hand sweeps all the way long and back behind you. Find that risen twist. See if you can bring your gaze all the way to those right fingers. If you have the space this evening, you may choose to fully extend the right leg and come into that tall twisted bind. Keeping the right hip steady. Take a full breath together as you grow taller through the crown of your head. Then exhale, release any binds. The hands will meet your heart and we step the right foot to the back of the mat. You arrive to almost an arrowhead position. As you start to press firmly those hands together, use your inhale to pull the chest forward and the exhale to twist. So right elbow hooks outside of the left knee, really pressing those palms to help you rotate the left shoulder down your back. Now, if this is too much, the back knee will meet the earth. And that is a perfect place to be if you need to modify down. If you want to modify up, you also have the choice to find your bind here. Bringing the gaze way over that left shoulder. Find your breath. Last inhales here, guys, really pressing out through the back heel. And then from your bind, release. From hands to heart, place the right hand to the inside of the left foot. Left hand will then reach high. Easy twist now, as you may find you can send the left hand all the way to the wall behind you. See if that opening through your chest now allows you to rotate more through each of your ribs. You have to breathe a little more fully in those twists, given the breath is restricted. Make it big and full. Bringing out all of that tension from your week. Inhale together. Then as you exhale, soften the back knee to the earth. We squeeze the heel up toward the sit bone. Now you can find a hold of the foot with the hand. If that's not accessible for you, you may choose to place a strap around the top of the foot and find the hand to strap bind instead. Still peeling open through side body. If you have the space, you may choose to soften to the right forearm. Allowing your neck and your head to become soft. Full breath in, guys. Then using the exhale very gently, replace that back foot to the earth. Both hands will now come inside of the left foot. And you have a couple of choices as we prepare for our lizard pose. Firstly, making sure that the left foot is as far over to the left side of the mat as you can go. And then option one is to keep the foot grounded. And just notice the left knee shifting toward the left side of the room. You're going to feel this opening, hopefully, through the left glutes, the left hip. If you're not feeling so much there, you may choose to roll to the blade of your left foot. Inside of the foot will peel away. And then from that space, again, if it serves you to move a little further, your forearms may meet your mat. Allow the head to become soft. Maybe even rolling the neck. And noticing areas that you may have been storing all of this excess stuff throughout your week. I often like to encourage the hands here to turn to palms facing up, just so you're encouraging the fingers to release rather than be gripping to the earth. We find our last breaths here. Long breath out. Bringing the hands back upright if you are down to the forearms. And then tuck your back toes. Lift the back knee. And in one controlled movement, we are stepping ourselves to a side plank, trying not to use the hands. The left foot will hover from the earth and step into your side plank. If this is too much, you always have the choice to modify the underneath knee to the earth. If you're on both feet, encourage a flexion through your feet. So here you are activating the whole posterior chain right from your upper neck through to the backs of the Achilles. Sending hips a little higher. If you would like to explore your wild thing here and find that opening through your chest now, left foot can step behind you and you can start to press firm into those feet as you open up chest, front body and find more room to breathe. Inhale with me, guys. Use your exhale to float you to high plank position. And here you take your vinyasa, please. Chaturanga, we use the inhale to find space. The exhale takes us back downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Sigh through the mouth as you release the neck. 2 more like that. Inhale. And letting the week go. Final breath, inhale. And let it go. Bending the knees, look forward. Step, hop, or float the feet to the hands. Halfway rise, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, release the belly to your thighs. And just allow the belly to connect. And slowly then, bone by bone, we unroll all the way to the top. When you get there, roll the shoulders back and down. Use your inhale to sweep the hands to the sky. Maybe back bent if that serves. Exhale. Hands to hearts. Close your eyes. Take a moment to check in. Notice the quality of your breath. Can you slow the pace of everything down? Gently the eyes blink open, guys. As you next inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, please. Nice sink deep, nice sink deep, nice deep sinking down into the backs of those heels. Maybe so much so that all 10 toes will rise from the earth as you create space for your chest and your heart to breathe. Soft tuck of your chin to your chest, just so you can find that elongation through the back of your neck. And then start to gradually shift weight into the right foot. You can then hover left from the earth, just an inch for the moment, as you stabilize through the right glutes, all the way to the base of that right foot. We then extend, Virabhadrasana 3. The hands are almost used here as a support. As you press them firmly away from one another, you'll find the sternum starts to broaden. Notice if your breath is supporting or hindering the pose. So less about that shallow breath, more about deep swirling breath in the body. Let's inhale together. Long breath out. And then begin to draw your left knee all the way into your chest. Flexing the left foot to encourage even an activation here of the left shin. Right hand will find the outer edge of the knee, and left hand will sweep long and back behind you. Feeling that sense of balance or not, that's also fine. If you're a little wobbly this evening, encourage that sense of play. Nothing has to be perfect. Maybe you're taking the bind, in which case you can extend the foot. Keeping the left hip low and the chest high. Last few breaths, guys. Inhale here. Exhale to release your bind. Bring the hands to the chest and gently extend left foot to the back of your mat. We are here in your low lunge, almost arrowhead position as your belly is almost flat towards your right thigh. Use the inhale to lengthen the spine and then exhale to find your twist. Left elbow now is hooked on the outside of the right knee. Again, those hands are here to help you open, so really find that pressure through the palms as you rotate the right shoulder back. You may choose to find your bind. If that's not for you, also no need to take it. But wherever you are, still be pressing firmly through your back heel. Last few breaths, guys. Releasing any bind you may have, and then placing the left hand to the inside of the right foot. Right hand extends to the sky. Really now feel if you can drive that right hand to the back of the room behind you, how your right rib cage may now have space to breathe. Intercostals, finding space. Full breath in together. Long breath out. Gently releasing the back knee to the mat. Squeezing the heel up to the sit bone. The hand may find your foot. It may not. So just be kind. No forcing, no pressure. If you have the bind, notice where your neck needs to be. I often find that the space between my earlobe and my collarbone gets super tense in the spine. So that means maybe if I bring my gaze to the earth, I can encourage softness in that space. Maybe you can soften the left forearm to your mat. Head is soft. Last breath in, guys. As you exhale without catapulting that left foot, gently release it to the earth. Both hands will then find the inside of your right foot. And just as you did on the opposite side, you have a couple of choices depending on how this feels. In the glute, in the hip, maybe the foot remains grounded, and you can still feel that drawing of the knee open to the right, which is still going to work exactly the same place. As if option 2, you then roll to the blade of your right foot. And then if you find that curiosity to move a little further, you are more than welcome to come down all the way to the forearms. Notice how you're holding your jaw. Maybe gently parting the teeth or parting the lips. All the time, the breath fueling any sensation you're experiencing in the body. Last few breaths, guys. Take an inhale with me and a long breath out. Bringing the hands back to where you started. If you'd moved into different variations, then tuck your back toes and lift the back knee. With control, as slowly as you can, we step to side plank, engaging the belly to help you find that real and sense of engagement through the torso. Flexing both feet if you are lifted to both legs, and really noticing that sense of inflation with your breath on both sides of the rib cage. Reaching for something with those right fingers if you would like to extend into your wild thing. The right foot places behind you, and you can start to press into those limbs connected with mat to open through front body. Deep breaths. Inhale together. And then exhaling, stepping gently to your plank. Your choice as you take your final vinyasa. Inhaling to lift the heart. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Let's find 3 breaths, guys. Inhaling into the nose, sighing out of the mouth. Inhaling bigger into the belly, letting it go. 3rd breath, inhale, and let it go. Bending the knees, looking forward, and gently floating to a seat at the top of your mat. Bring the hands around the tops of the shins as you begin to squeeze those thighs close to your heart. Using the engagement that you have through the arms, push your chest forward, shoulders draw back. And then keeping this same engagement through belly and through back, just release the hands. Try not to release the awareness that you're now holding in the front body as we very slowly release onto our backs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way back. Extend the legs and just gently give those legs a little wobble on your mat. They have worked hard in the last 25 minutes. Start to now draw your right knee to the chest, and using the right hand, find the inside of the right foot. Half happy baby. Soften your shoulder blades back, and using the strength in the arms, start to draw the knee to the mat inside of your armpits. Keeping a flexion through the right foot. And you can choose whereabouts the angle is with this foot to serve the practice, to serve your physical body tonight. Inhale together, guys. Exhale, bringing the leg back to center. Soft squeeze in with the hands. And then we switch the legs. Left knee will draw to chest. Squeeze it to heart center first of all, and then left hand will find the inside of the left foot. Right hand again can support that right hip as it grounds to the mat. Allowing your shoulder blades to spread into the earth. Using the exhale to melt through all of those tension layers. Take your last breath here, guys. Full breath out. The leg gently finds the center. We give it one final squeeze into the chest before you extend the leg all the way down for your final place tonight. Hands will be wide, feet will be wide. Take up space. Gentle sway of the neck as you find a center point on the skull to rest. Noticing any subtle sensations or vibrations that continue to move through your physical sheath. Take a full breath in and sigh it out. Beginning to let go, layer by layer. If you have extra time, guys, to remain in this space, I very much encourage you to stay where you are. For those of you that may have perhaps not places to be, but things to do, just start to bring a little movement back into your extremities, so fingers, toes, before gently drawing the knees back to the chest, so that you can make your own way in your own time to a seat at the very top of your mat. Cross-legged, hands will meet your hearts, and just close your eyes as you sit for a moment in stillness with whatever intention you brought to your practice tonight. Having gratitude for the space that you have created in body and in mind, gently bow the head to the hands, float the thumbs to the third eye center. Take a full breath into the nose and a sigh through your mouth. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. It's one of my favorite parts of the week to share the practice with you guys ahead of the weekend. So thank you for being here. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. You can pop over to my personal Instagram at Lucy Maria Hill, where we can chat. You can ask all sorts of things, or you can recommend things that you would like to see or practice next week. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. I hope the sun shines for you. Thank you again, guys. Namaste. Happy weekend.